Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today I've got some choices for you that are gonna have you smelling amazing on a night out in cool weather, warm weather, or hot weather. So spring and summertime, that's what we're focusing on. Let's jump into it and check these out. Let's just jump right into it with Parfums de Marly, Sedley. Yeah, probably not what you were expecting. Sedley, most people think of as a daytime fragrance, and that's because it's very fresh and clean. It's got mint, a ton of citrus, lavender, and ambroxan. It's that kind of out of the shower clean scent. Very appealing, very easy to wear, big compliment puller. Like I said, most people think of this as a daytime scent, so why would you wear this on a night out? Well, if you're in the middle of summer and it's really hot out and you're having one of those muggy hot evenings, you don't want a typical night scent, because something that has too much sweetness, that's too heavy or too cloying, that's not going to work out very well. You're going to have too much fragrance on, it's going to be too powerful, it's going to be choking people out. Not a good thing. So in a situation like that where it's really hot, especially if it's hot and humid, go with something a little bit fresher, go with something a little bit lighter, something that may be a typical daytime scent is gonna work better in those situations. This one you typically can find at discounters as well. I mean, it's a Parfums de Marly, so it's not gonna be super cheap, but you can find it at discounters. Or you can buy it from twistedlily.com using code GENTS10 to save yourself 10% off. That's good for the whole website. Everything on there, 10% off. Think of the savings. All 10% of those savings. Yeah. This next one counts as one entry, but it's two fragrances, and it'll make sense why. So, Ultramall, and also Date for Men. Now, Date for Men is from Fragrance One. That's Jeremy Fragrance's fragrance brand, and it gets a lot of hate, but the fragrance itself is actually really nice, and it's perfectly situated for a date. Imagine that. It's crazy. That said, if you do wear this on a date, don't go overly crazy heavy with the trigger, I would say. Again, that whole performance thing, when you're on a date and you're in close proximity to somebody for a long time, something that's overwhelmingly strong is not the best way to go. And you could just think of that yourself. You know, put yourself in that situation. If your date has on a fragrance that is just overwhelmingly strong to the point that every time you smell it, it causes your lungs to seize up, that's not gonna be very comfortable for you. I just banged my bottle. It's not gonna maybe put you in the best frame of mind for the date, is what I'm saying, you know? If your date has on something that's maybe a little bit more subtle and inviting and sexy, mysterious, whatever you wanna call it, that typically is gonna go over a bit better. So if you do wear this on a date, don't go crazy with the trigger. This one is very pleasant though. You've got juniper, you have citrus, you've got cardamom, a little bit of woodiness in the base. It is expensive though at full retail. So with that one, you kind of gotta wait for one of those sweet discount codes. And when you get one, go for it. Alternatively, go with Ultramall. This is pretty similar to Date for Men. All the same caveats that I presented with Date are also with this one. Now, if you're wearing these on a night out in the sense of you're going to a club or you're going to a bar or something like that, and you want something that's loud, that's gonna project, that's gonna get you noticed, then yeah, both of these are gonna work in that situation and you don't have to worry very much about how many sprays you do. This one does switch up the note breakdown a bit. It's got pear, it has lavender, it's got vanilla, cinnamon, and mint. Ultramall is a great fragrance that still works perfectly in night out situations. After that, we're going to La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique from Yves Saint Laurent. Now you might think I would put La Nuit de l'Homme Blue Electrique here, and I would if you could still find it. Maybe one day it comes back full force and you can pick it up with ease, but right now is not that time. La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique reminds me a little bit of Versace Eros. It's a similar type of scent. It's a big time compliment puller. It's another one of those fragrances that some people have written off because they think it's maybe not unique enough. But as far as getting positive attention in situations like going to the bar, going to a club, or on a date, this stuff is fantastic. A lot of tonka and vanilla in here, a big dose of it that you can pick up right away from the atomizer and pretty much as soon as you spray it on. You also have geranium, lavender, apple, citrus, and cashmere as some of the other notes in the fragrance. This one has grown on me over time. Initially, I thought it was kind of a boring release, but then as I got more positive attention wearing it, I kind of came around to like it. Funny how that happens. And then another very fresh fragrance, Gucci Guilty Black. Now, I've spoken about this before. You would see the name Guilty Black. You would see the bottle. And if you've never smelled this, you would think to yourself, that's gonna be a heavy fragrance, maybe even have a good amount of leather in there or some smoky woods. It's very green, as lavender, orange blossom, and neroli. So this is gonna be one of those scents, once again, that you could wear in the evening, even if more people would think of it as a daytime scent. And this one has extreme versatility. You can wear it spring, summer, or fall, daytime or nighttime, to the office, casually, or on a date. It's made for mass appeal. Unfortunately, doesn't usually get discounted overly heavily at discounters, but it's still worth having in your collection. And then we have an absolute stunner, showstopper, killer fragrance from Xerjoff Uden. The citrus opening here is amazing. It smells so good, but then you have this additional depth that's gonna come along behind that and give this that usability for a date night or a night out situation. You're gonna get vanilla, you're gonna get coffee, you're gonna get rum, you're gonna get musk. Also a good amount of woodiness in there as this dries down. So there's a decent amount of complexity, different things going on. So you get this fresh and bright citrus in the opening, and then warmth and depth as it dries. Extremely appealing, while at the same time coming across quite unique. It's a wonderful scent. Now, this next fragrance is considered more of a fall and wintertime scent. So this one is gonna be for those times where you have a cool evening. And it is 212 VIP Black from Carolina Herrera. Comes with a nice little magnetic cap, and I always love these. It's the simple things. Now, this one does have a similarity to Paco Rabanne's Pure Excess, and I'm a big fan of Pure Excess. So if you wanted to, you could take Pure Excess and put that in for this one, and it would work just as well. Black vanilla, lavender, musk, and absinthe, some of the notes in the fragrance. So this one has that booziness, that sweetness, but with a little bit of a green edge here. So you've got kind of an aromatic flavor to it, like a sweet aromatic scent with a nice, almost effervescent open. Once again, good performance with this fragrance, and it's one that gets overlooked, frankly. A lot of people aren't wearing this nowadays. The potential issue with this one is gonna be the performance. It's quite good, and with the type of scent that it is, in high heat situations in spring or summer during the evening, it's not gonna work as well, so save it for those cooler nights. Now, just an easy peasy one that pretty much everybody is gonna recognize, Versace Dylan Blue. This one really you can use year round. It's one of those fragrances you can use daytime or nighttime in pretty much any season and pull it off. The opening here is very fresh. It's got kind of an aquatic feel to it. You have citrus in there, grapefruit and bergamot, a little bit of fig leaf, which gives it a unique twist. You have ambroxan as well. And as it dries down, you're gonna pick up patchouli, musk, and incense. So you get this additional warmth at the base, which really helps for those cooler evenings. But it doesn't go too far down that path of warming up as it dries to be unusable in higher heat situations during the evening. And of course, with this being a blue fragrance, pretty much everybody's gonna like it. Nice performance, great versatility, great usability, and a very good price from discounters. It's one of those Swiss Army knife scents. After that, a relatively unknown fragrance is from Abercrombie and Fitch, and it is Authentic Night. And interestingly enough, this smells a little bit like Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, the original, mixed with little bits of Baccarat Rouge 540. Vaguely. It's got apple, rhubarb, vanilla, tonka, and leather as some of the notes in the fragrance, and it has started to pop up at discounters recently. And the price for a 50 ml, which is this size right here, is under $30 at FragranceNet, assuming you use the 35% off code. So at that price, it's a great pickup. And with it being, in a way, a melding of those fragrances I mentioned before, you know it's a great people pleaser. After that, a favorite of mine, Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense from Givenchy. Blue iris, tonka, basil, and cardamom, some of the notes in the fragrance, along with a bit of a woody base. It still has sweetness to the iris here. It is a little bit of that creamy type of iris. Some people would say makeup-y, but not too far down that path. Balanced out very nicely with a fresh side to the scent with a slight green touch. I think it smells amazing. Very grown up, gentlemanly, sophisticated, but with a youthful touch, a youthful flair. Perfect spring fragrance for me. Actually, that is one of my top spring fragrances for this year. And that's gonna take me to the last one in this list, another one that more people would think of as a fall and wintertime scent, because it does have very good performance. It does have that depth, that richness. So this one is another one more for those cooler evenings and it's Wanted by Night. Cinnamon fruits, tobacco, incense, and leather. Obviously that note breakdown does not scream out to you, summertime banger. So keep that in mind. What we were talking about earlier with Date for Men, with Ultramall, if it's a high heat situation and it's a date or anything like that where you're gonna be in very close proximity to people and you don't wanna be overly aggressive, probably go for something else. Or if you're dead set on wearing this or something similar to it, go lighter with those sprays. Have mercy on the people around you. For me, this is the pinnacle of the Wanted line to date. I mean, maybe a future release will surpass this, but for now, this I think is the best one. And for the price you can pick this up for, like I've said a number of times, it is a steal. One of the best designer purchases that you can make on a budget. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. 10 fragrances, technically 11, that I think are fantastic for spring and summer evenings out for a wide range of temperatures. Some of these better for cool evenings, some better for warm. Thank you guys for hanging with me until the end here. Thank you for your support. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. And get out there, have some nice evenings out on the town this year. See you guys later.